The film commences with the depiction of a cyber town where numerous missing persons reports have been filed. Later, we see Cheng, a young boy who is watching a company's advertisement. We see some people chasing him. They were aware that Cheng had previously served in the army. Cheng gets a call from a doctor later. The doctor informs him that his daughter must be treated within 24 hours. We won't be able to save her life otherwise. Cheng now requires funds for his daughter's treatment. Cheng now visits a company called CreditBit, which promises to provide interest-free loans. Cheng is first questioned when he arrives. First and foremost, his loan amount is being investigated. Later they inquire about him and an agreement is also signed by him, in which it was written that if he loses his life in an incident, they can use his body in their research mission. Cheng signs the agreement and we see the it of many other people. As Cheng was about to leave, a man from his robotic machine injects something into his neck. Meanwhile, Cheng is surrounded by black suit men, who he fights. The black suit men who are still chasing him. Cheng fights them. Cheng was going to leave at that point. Strange changes begin to appear throughout his body, and he drops out. Cheng was injected afterwards, and something was injected into his body. Cheng later finds himself in a snowy forest when he wakes up. Later, we meet some more people who have no idea how they got here. Cheng notices a black cloth in the midst of it all. Cheng bravely sets aside his cloth that conceals a number of weapons beneath it. When these weapons are seen, everyone becomes terrified. Because no one knows what to do with these weapons, they each take one. They later discover a bracelet on their wrist. The time was indicated in that bracelet as being 12 hours. Nobody knows what is going to happen to them there. Meanwhile, one of them was eliminated. When they turned around, they saw the black suit men in masks following them. They are now fleeing after viewing them. They were also being pursued by the black suit men. Cheng now comes across them and begins ending them one by one. Cheng fights them, and one of their group's members collapses, which the black suit man was about to grab. Later, another girl from their group named Na. She ends the man with her arrow and saves the girl. They all together encounter the black suit men. Meanwhile, one of their group members is eliminated by a man in a black suit. Cheng undergoes a strange change later on. The similar thing was happening to the other people there. Their fighting sense improved with time, and they eventually end the black suit people. They later flee, and the black-suited people do not pursue them. They stop at a location where they had no idea what was going on. They later find a way to exit. In the meantime, a strange creature appears in front of them at a fast speed. Their countdown begins later, and the beast murders one of their men. They begin to flee when a creature appears in front of them. The creature attacks Na, but she remains unharmed. The creature ends another man there. In the meantime, Cheng assists Na, and the two of them hide from the creature. Later, the creature failed to notice them. Cheng was about to take the creature to a safe distance. Meanwhile, the group's glasses-wearing member collapses. Cheng was behind him, and after distracting him, he brought him behind him. He starts running and later stands silently at a location. Later, the beast failed to notice him once more. Meanwhile, a member of their group was fleeing. While running, he takes deep breaths, and the beasts, feeling his voice, rush in front of him. The creature stands in front of him. When he sees the creature, his conditions becomes worse. The other people get terrified as well, and the creature ends the man with one blow. Later, Cheng approaches the others and asks that everyone depart quietly. Later, everyone emerges and begins looking for a safe place. We see the creature was still chasing them. Meanwhile, they come across a building site and all enter. The fat man wearing glasses, his trouser got stuck a pipe. They were discovered by the creature who was chasing them. Cheng, on the other hand, tears the fat man's pant. He also protects himself from the creature's attack. And Na attacks with her arrow, but the creature is unable to enter due to the pipes. The creature now begins to climb on the pipe. Cheng asks everyone to depart the area after seeing this. The glasses-wearing overweight man falls down while running. They were weary and decided to sit down for a rest. They were all bewildered, thinking whether the creature that had attacked them was a monster or something else entirely. Cheng, on the other hand, claims that it might be created by a genetic mutation. And Na claims that we have no idea how we all have arrived here. The fat man with glasses says, I went to a place called CreditBit. After that, I came straight here. Later another member of their group tells them that he experiences the same thing. And Na later recalls seeing a tattoo on the necks of black suit men. She shows everyone the tattoo she drew. They notice that this is a logo for the Infinix brand after watching it. Meanwhile, we can see that this company has kept them all together. Only a few devices have been linked to their bodies. We learn here that the people trapped in the jungle, their bodies aren't with them. Their bodies have arrived, and the company's CEO has arrived to inquire about their health. Her team members tells that, and Na's flexibility has been increased. Cheng is unique among them all since he passed out after a long period of time. Along with her muscles, his brain functions have also increased. The CEO becomes overjoyed after hearing this. On the other hand, they were finding the exit way, but they can't find their route, and they all get fatigued and sit down. They introduce themselves while sitting there. They each give a brief introduction to themselves before moving on. The company's CEO has been keeping a close eye on them. The CEO instructs her team to begin the second test immediately. The 6-hour countdown has begun, and everyone is on high alert as they watch. Where they were present, the building began to break. Later, they were all stuck in one location, which caused the entire area to break. The building was suddenly collapsing, and everyone was trying to save one another. Cheng starts saving a girl from one of his group's members. The young lady keeps her foot in the hand of a fellow member of the group. As a result, the man collapses, and the girl declares that she has not willingly done this. Meanwhile, the building continues to shake more violently, and the girl collapses. There are now only 3 survivors. Cheng notices here that this place shakes after every 5 seconds. Cheng asks the glasses-wearing fat man if we can jump from one area to another. After some calculations, he concludes that going from one side to the other is impossible. Cheng tells the glasses man, "We have to take this chance." The man explains that you can leap at a 35-degree angle. Cheng takes a chance and lands on the floor after jumping. And Na and the glasses man become pretty pleased as they watch this. Cheng tosses a wire at them and Na comes the floor. The glasses-wearing man was feeling nervous about jumping. Cheng inspires him by telling him that he can accomplish it, that you can do this. Meanwhile, the wire was strung with a clip that breaks. The man with glasses was about to fall, but Cheng holds him. And Na has kept Cheng from behind, but she too has kept him with the support of her feet. It was getting harder to hold the glasses man. The man was suddenly feeling something. He has brain hemorrhage. He couldn't bear their injections anymore. The CEO of the company asks to inject him more. The man asks Cheng to let me go, saying, "If you don't let go of my hand, we'll all lose our lives." Cheng is desperate to save that man, and he has been working hard to do so. His hand suddenly slips and he falls. This entire place was about to break apart after a while. When Na instructs Cheng to flee on the other side, the police become aware of the credit bit place. They discovered a single that had vanished after joining the Infinix company. As a result, police suspected the company of being responsible for the disappearances of the people. This company wants to invent a new technology. It is possible that the CEO has disappeared the people for her research project. We see the CEO in the company, who asks to prepare for the next test. She dispatches 2 individuals to Cheng and Na. Cheng wraps cloth around Na's foot, which has grown severely injured. Cheng afterwards starts looking for his box, which Na has taken. Cheng tells her that this box was given to him by her daughter. He informs me that my daughter suffers from a genetic lung disease. And Na grows emotional after listening to this. Cheng claims that I will go to any length to save my daughter. They continue after that, and the countdown begins again. With 2 hours remaining, they see many black suit men approaching them. They come across a building and both hide behind a pillar. As the black suit men approach them, both of them attack them. Cheng holds one man and holds a knife to his throat. He wants to know who they are and why they want to murder us. Meanwhile, the 2 persons who were sent by the CEO arrive. One of the boys informs Cheng about 2 people that come to them. That you've made it to the last round. Cheng couldn't understand anything. Meanwhile, the girl suggests that if you want to know why you were brought here, you must end all of us. Cheng's body mysteriously disappears when he murders the black suit men. Cheng and Na are perplexed as they see this. Cheng uses his sense to end each man one by one. And Na, on the other hand, was battling with the girl who had been sent by CEO. Even though the girl was dominated by Na, she continued to battle her. The girl makes her injured. Cheng has assassinated all of the black-suited men in the area. Meanwhile, their situation is deteriorating. On the other hand, one of the CEO's assistants advises her that they should stop the experiment because their condition is deteriorating. Because the CEO was not ready to agree with him, she directed that the experiment be continued. Meanwhile, the countdown on their wrist comes to an end. Watching this, the CEO becomes happy because both of them have crossed all the rounds. Now, she has found the perfect gene for her mission. That's why she calls them back whom she has sent. Later, CEO comes to them. She congratulates them on completing the genetic research, but it was actually the CEO's 3D picture. She claims that if I locate the perfect DNA, I will be able to save thousands of lives. Cheng claims that your experiment has resulted in the deaths of many innocent people. And Na attacks him, enraged. Meanwhile, her condition begins to deteriorate. Cheng is tend and Na, according to the CEO, and I promise that after that you can meet your daughter after that. She claims that if you obey my commands, I will save your daughter. She then grants Cheng 1 minute of her time. Cheng, and Na says, murder me and save your daughter. Cheng later realizes that the reality therein isn't genuine. He jumps by taking and Na. Later, they again becomes alive in the real world. Cheng and Na are later released from there. Meanwhile, the CEO's staff arrives. From there, they both start running. We observe that the police have also arrived. They are now again surrounded by CEO employees. CEOs offer Cheng once more that she'll cure her daughter. Cheng abruptly changes his mind and agrees to follow the CEO. Cheng abruptly snatches their gun, and the company's CEO begins to flee. Meanwhile, the police arrive, and Cheng and Na are taken into custody. The company's CEO has been arrested, we've been told. She was conducting unlawful experiments, and now the government has taken control of her company. After 6 months, we visit Cyber City, where Cheng's daughter can be seen. She has fully recovered, and Na has come to see her now, because she hasn't seen him yet. She doesn't meet her father, and Na advises her not to be upset because her father will undoubtedly visit her. Meanwhile, Cheng is confined to a wheelchair. He treated himself with proton therapy and cured his daughter. Cheng's condition deteriorates with time. Cheng's daughter and Na are on the other side. Both of them were having a good time, and the movie came to a close here.